making English easy for everyone.
Speak English with Jay and May.
Hey, English learners! Welcome back to Speak English with Jay and May, your cozy little place to build your English confidence. I'm May.
Hello, May, and hello, everyone. I'm Jay. How are you today, May?
I'm doing amazing, Jay. You know, I woke up this morning and I was thinking about the past, like all the things I did yesterday.
Oh, yeah? What did you do yesterday, May?
I woke up late, I missed my morning coffee, I ran to catch the bus. It was a whole adventure. And guess what? I just used past tense 4 times in that sentence.
Wait, really? I didn't even notice. That was so natural.
Exactly. And that's what today is all about. Past tense. How to use it naturally like a real English speaker.
Okay, I love this topic because honestly, past tense confuses me so much. Like, I know it exists, but sometimes I just freeze and say the wrong thing.
You are not alone, Jay. So many learners feel that way. But by the end of today, past tense is going to feel like your best friend.
I like the sound of that. Best friend. Okay, I'm ready.
Before we jump in, hey listeners, real quick, if this podcast is helping your English journey, please subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave us a comment. It really means the world to us, and it helps more learners find us every single day.
Yes, please. We make this for you every day, so show us some love.
Okay, Jay, let's start simple. Past tense is how we talk about things that already happened, things that are finished, done, over.
Like yesterday, last week, 10 years ago.
Exactly. Anytime you talk about something that is not happening right now, you probably need past tense. Think of it like this. Present tense is a live TV show. Past tense is a recording you watch later.
Oh, that's a really good way to think about it. So past tense is like hitting the replay button on your life.
Yes, perfect way to say it. And the most common past tense in English is called simple past. This is the one you will use every single day.
Okay, so how do we make simple past? Like, what's the rule?
Great question. For most verbs, you just add ed at the end. Walk becomes walked. Talk becomes talked. Cook becomes cooked. Clean becomes cleaned.
Oh, that sounds easy. So I just add ed and I'm done?
For regular verbs, yes. But wait, here's the interesting part. Not all verbs are regular. Some verbs are rebels.
Rebels? Verbs can be rebels?
Yes, we call them irregular verbs, and they change completely. Go becomes went, buy becomes bought, see becomes saw, eat becomes ate.
Okay, that's where I always get confused. Like, why can't they just add ed like everyone else?
I know, right? English has a long history, and these old verbs just never changed their ways. But honestly, you learn them through practice and repetition, not memorization.
So, like, the more I use them, the more natural they feel?
Exactly. Okay, let me tell you a story. This actually happened to me when I was learning English.
Ooh, a story. I love when you share stories, May.
So, I was in a coffee shop, and the barista asked me, "Did you enjoy your drink?" And I looked at her and I said, "Yes, I enjoy it very much."
Wait, you said enjoy instead of enjoyed?
Yes, and she gave me this little smile. You know, that polite smile when someone doesn't understand you but doesn't want to say anything?
Oh no, the polite smile. That's so relatable.
I walked out and I thought, wait, she used did and past tense. I should have said I enjoyed it. I was so embarrassed, but I never forgot that lesson.
See, that's what I love about your stories. They make me feel like mistakes are normal.
Mistakes are not just normal, they are necessary. That's how you learn. Now, let me explain the structure more clearly.
Yes, please, break it down for me.
For positive sentences, it's simple. Subject plus past verb. I walked to school. She called her mom. They ate pizza.
Okay, that feels natural. Subject, then the past verb. Got it.
Now, for negative sentences, this is where many learners make a mistake. You use did not or didn't plus the base form of the verb, not the past form.
Wait, you mean like I didn't walked is wrong?
Yes, that's the mistake, because you already have did, which carries the past meaning. So the verb goes back to its base form. I didn't walk, not I didn't walked.
Oh, wow. So did is doing the past tense job, so the verb relaxes?
I love how you think. Yes, exactly. Did is doing the heavy lifting. The verb just chills in its base form.
Okay, that actually makes so much sense now. What about questions?
Same idea. Did plus subject plus base verb. Did you eat breakfast? Did she call you? Did they go to the party?
So it's always did at the front for questions and didn't for negatives, and the main verb never changes?
Never changes. You've got it. This is where things change for a lot of learners, by the way, because in their own language, negatives and questions work differently.
Yeah, in my language, the rules are totally different, so I kept translating in my head and getting confused.
That's super common. The key is to stop translating and start feeling the pattern in English. With enough practice, it becomes automatic.
Okay, can we talk about time words? Like, how do I know when to use past tense in a sentence?
Oh, yes, time words are your best clues. Words like yesterday, last night, last week, last year, ago, this morning, in 2010. When you see or hear those words, past tense is almost always coming.
So if someone says last night, I automatically know past tense is happening.
Exactly. Think of time words as signals. They tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, use past tense here.
I love that image, time words tapping my shoulder.
Now, Jay, I want you to imagine a scenario, okay?
Sure, let's do it.
Imagine you just came back from a vacation. Your friend asks you, how was your trip? What do you say?
I go to the beach? No, wait, that's wrong. I went to the beach. I ate amazing food. I swam in the ocean.
Yes! Look at you! You just used 3 past tense verbs perfectly and naturally.
Wait, I did? Oh, wow, it came out automatically.
That's the goal. When you practice enough, your brain stops thinking about grammar and just speaks. That's real fluency.
Okay, so the vacation scenario is a great way to practice past tense because you're describing things that already happened.
Perfect. And you can practice this anywhere. Tell someone about your day. Describe a movie you watched. Talk about a meal you had. All of that is past tense practice.
Oh, I never thought about it that way. Every conversation about the past is a practice session.
Exactly. Now, you won't believe what happened to my student once. This is too funny.
Oh no, tell me.
So she was on a job interview, and the interviewer asked her, can you tell me about a time you solved a difficult problem? And she froze.
Oh no, I feel that in my soul.
She told me later that she knew the answer, but she couldn't figure out how to say it in past tense quickly, so she just sat there for 10 seconds in silence.
10 seconds of silence in an interview feels like 10 years.
It really does. But you know what she did after? She went home, she practiced telling her own stories in past tense every single day, and she got the next job she applied for.
So the lesson is practice your own stories, not just textbook sentences.
Yes, your own life is the best textbook. I woke up. I brushed my teeth. I made coffee. I walked to work. That's real, living, breathing past tense practice.
Okay, this is making me want to go home and narrate my whole day out loud in past tense.
Do it. Seriously, do it, even if it feels silly, especially if it feels silly.
Okay. Now I have a question. What about was and were? I see those a lot too.
Great catch. Was and were are the past tense of the verb to be. Was is for I, he, she, it. Were is for you, we, they.
So like, I was tired, she was happy, they were excited.
Perfect. And for negatives, you just add not. I was not tired. Or the short form, I wasn't tired. They were not ready. They weren't ready.
Oh, that's much simpler than I thought. Was and were don't need did at all.
Exactly. The verb to be is special in English. It carries its own past form without needing did. It's like the celebrity of English verbs. Does things its own way.
The celebrity verb. I'm going to remember that forever.
Now, here's something interesting. A lot of learners mix up was and were with regular past tense. They say things like, yesterday I was walk to school.
Oh, I've definitely said something like that before. Was walk sounds wrong now that I hear it.
Right. Was and were describe a state or condition. Regular past tense describes an action. I was tired. I walked home. Two different things.
State versus action. Got it. So was equals how something was. Walked equals what someone did.
You explained that better than I could have. Yes, exactly.
Okay, May, I have one more confusion. Sometimes I hear people say, I used to, or I would always. Is that past tense too?
Oh, great question. Yes, used to is a special past tense form. It describes habits or situations that were true in the past but are not true anymore.
You mean like, I used to wake up early when I was a student, but now I sleep late?
Exactly. Used to tells us it happened regularly before, but it changed. It's like a window into your old life.
Oh, that's beautiful, actually. A window into your old life.
And you can also use would for old habits and stories. When I was a child, I would walk to school every day. It gives the sentence a warm, nostalgic feeling.
Nostalgic? You mean like a feeling of missing the old days?
Exactly. A soft, warm, slightly sad feeling about the past. Would gives your story that texture.
Okay, I feel like I've learned so much today. My brain is happy but also a little full.
That means it's working. Okay, let's slow down and do our vocabulary moment. 5 useful phrases from today's conversation.
Yes, I love this part. Let's go.
Number 1, to be done, meaning finished, over, completed. The meeting was done by noon.
Like, I was done with my homework, so I watched TV. Simple and real.
Perfect. Number 2, to freeze. This means to suddenly stop because you feel nervous or unsure. She froze during the interview.
Like, I froze when the teacher called my name. I forgot everything.
We've all been there. Number 3, heavy lifting. This is a phrase that means doing the hard or difficult work. We said did does the heavy lifting in negative sentences.
So, like, my manager does all the heavy lifting in our team. She works so hard.
Great example. Number 4, a window into. This means a way to see or understand something from the past or inside. Used to gives us a window into your old life.
Like, old photos are a window into your childhood. That's such a nice phrase.
I love that sentence. And number 5, to narrate. To narrate means to tell a story or describe what is happening out loud. Narrate your whole day in past tense.
Like, she narrated the whole movie to me even though I was sitting right there watching it.
Oh, I have a friend exactly like that, always narrating everything.
Same. Okay, May, so let me try to summarize what I learned today. Past tense is for finished actions, regular verbs add ed, irregular verbs change completely, for negatives use didn't plus base verb, for questions use did at the front, was and were are special, used to is for old habits, and time words are my signals.
Jay, that was incredible! You summarized the whole lesson perfectly. I am honestly so proud right now.
I mean, when you teach like this, how can I not understand? You make it feel like a conversation, not a class.
That's all we ever want. Real English for real life. Not grammar rules on a whiteboard. Actual sentences you can use today.
And listeners, remember, every single time you talk about your day, your past, your memories, you are practicing past tense. You're already doing it.
Beautifully said, Jay. Okay, English learners, here is your question for today. We want to hear from you in the comments. Tell us one thing you did yesterday. Just one sentence in past tense. It can be simple. I ate rice. I called my mom. I watched a funny video.
Yes, write it in the comments below. Don't be shy. We read every single comment, and we love hearing from you.
Every sentence you write is a step forward. And remember, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to be understood and to keep growing.
I love that. Not perfect, just growing.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode just for you. Until then, keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself.
You've got this, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye-bye.